When was the last time that you sat down, opened up your website, and critically analyzed and audited every single image that appears on those pages? If you haven't done that in a while, I suggest you do it soon, because your website is an absolutely critical component to your online presence in order to gain the attention of those who need your help. Now, if you haven't really done an image audit before, here are a couple of things to keep in mind when you go about doing that. And the first place to start is when you look at every image on your website, do you still look like that person? If you don't look like that person, get rid of those photos and replace them with more current and relevant images, because we are in the business of building relationships, and perception is an absolutely important component to that. And if someone signs up for one of your events or goes to one of your meetings and you show up and look 20 years older than the photos that you present yourself in throughout your website, as well as the rest of your content, that's going to create some doubt in their mind as to how you present yourself and who you are. And ultimately, that will affect the opportunity to develop trust with that particular person. And if they don't trust you, they're not going to give you money to do anything with them. They're going to walk away and find someone else. So if you have photos that look really, really old compared to the way that you look right now, get rid of those damn things and replace them with new stuff. The next thing to think about is visual punctuation. Are the images that you are posting throughout the copy on all of the pages visually punctuating the sentiment of the copy that they are sitting next to? If there is one sentiment in the image and it doesn't quite match up with the copy, get rid of those images. Because what we want to do with our images is create a harmony and create a connection and a really smooth story between the visual and the word. And if there is a disconnect, it's going to turn people off. So get rid of those images and start to think about what type of photo would make more sense to visually punctuate that particular copy that's sitting right next to it. And the next thing to think about is expertise. Are you illustrating all of the different ways that you serve your audience? Do you have the virtual stuff up there? Do you have shots of your book? Do you have other shots of the products and services that you offer? If not, get those images, find the landing pages for those particular products and services, and add them in immediately. There's nothing worse than having a long page of copy as a landing page with no images. So throw those in and visually punctuate that copy, and then that will help tell a better story. Now, the other reason why that's important is because when you illustrate images of all of the different ways that you can serve your audience, it gives them a better opportunity to visualize working with you and being on the other end of the conversation. So that goes a long way to developing a connection with your audience and to show how you can get them from here to here. So keep that in mind. And the last thing to think about when you're auditing your website is to think about visual variety. Are you posting photos that basically look like they were taken on the same day in the same outfit at the same time? If so, start to get rid of some of those as well, because that is boring as hell and no one wants to look at the same type of photo shot after shot after shot after page after page after page. Break it up with a variety of lifestyle portraits and portraits where you're looking into the camera, and give yourself the opportunity to not only capture the attention of those you serve, but also illustrate different aspects of your personality in those images with what you're wearing and your facial expression and the locations in which you're shooting and the activity in which you are partaking in front of the camera. So keep these 4 pieces of advice in mind the next time you sit down to audit your website, and that will go a long way into creating a much more compelling and a much more persuasive website.